each time when I speak in my sanctuary and I mention compassion, I know that eventually someone will approach me and explain it has nothing to do with religion. Look at me, I donate to the poor here and this amount for education. Well, I even have in my congregation people who donate money for single mothers so they can be able to skate for free. It's nice. So one can continue and ask, what is the difference between secular altruism and a religious altruism, if there is? Well, my answer is, when you give money to charity, you need a fine philanthropic activity. When a religious person does the same, or gives tzedakah, which is the Jewish term to charity, he is at work now. It is an obligation. It is an obligation and a way of life. Well, I promised him and Debbie here, who are hosting this and organizing this nice evening, that I will show how compassion comes to fruition even in the Jewish holy language, the Hebrew. So I'll give two examples. One will be tzedakah and ahava, charity and love. Tzedakah will traditionally be translated to charity. At the same time, the word or the term used in Hebrew for justice is tzedek. Tzedakah and tzedek in Hebrew comes from the same root. Charity and justice. It is as if saying doing tzedakah, doing charity, is not just if you're into some altruistic mood. It is an obligation. It is a way of life. Exactly the same as justice is. Second example, in Hebrew, the term for love is ahava. We're accustomed to think that, or to say that ahava, that love, is an emotion, right? Feeling someone has towards someone else or something of that sort. I teach my followers differently. The Hebrew root for the word ahava, love, is lehavi, to give. It is not a feeling, it's an activity, it's something active. Love is active in the Jewish language, the Jewish Hebrew language. More religious-wise, it will be to love is to make sacrifices for the sake of others, not only for oneself. Well, in the secular era that we live in, it is definitely an outstanding, benevolent gesture to get rid of money that you worked for, right? Lots of effort till you earn this money you have. As a religious leader, I teach compassion and love are fundamentals that this world was created with. Therefore, should be carried out as a social way of life that includes volunteering activities. But de facto, is there any relationship between compassion or volunteering, which is compassion activity, and religious? Well, I ask the one who knows the best. Google. How do you do that? Well, I hit in the Google search engine philanthropic terms. Many kinds of giving money, education for free, hospital, visiting the sick. Many terms. In each of these terms that I put in, hit in Google, our leader, Google, told me the same answer. Most of the 10 results were always the same. This religious organization or another. Usually it was between 8 to 10 results, sometimes all 10 results. In Judaism, compassion is even built in its language. We believe the world was created with compassion. Thank goodness, most of the religions share the same value. And who knows, maybe it can be something that all religious can unite with. And maybe even work hand in hand with the government. Maybe as a conclusion of this evening, we should consider this, not only being here, religious, maybe hand in hand with the government, something more formal. Thank you. Good evening.